Have you ever noticed that a walnut looks almost exactly like the human brain? The folds, the two hemispheres, even the color. It's uncanny. And as ancient healers used to say, nature leaves clues. They believed that foods resembling an organ were designed to heal that organ. And today, modern science is finally catching up, proving that walnuts truly nourish the brain. But here's the twist. Most people who eat walnuts every day are doing it wrong. They eat them raw, or too many at once, or store them in ways that make their healthy oils turn toxic. So in this episode, Woody will explore the science-backed benefits of walnuts, and then uncover 7 mistakes that can quietly harm your health if you're not careful. This is Nutty Good Health Book, where we combine nutrition and wisdom to help you heal naturally, one bite at a time. The incredible science behind walnuts. Brain health and cognitive protection. Let's begin with what made walnuts so iconic: their power to nourish the brain. Inside this tiny, brain-shaped nut lies one of nature's purest sources of omega-3 fatty acids, especially a type called alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA. Your brain, believe it or not, is made up of almost 60% fat. And just like an engine needs clean oil to run smoothly, your brain needs the right kind of fat to think clearly, to remember, and to stay young. ALA from walnuts does exactly that. It helps build and protect the myelin sheath, the delicate, fatty coating that wraps around your nerve fibers, allowing thoughts, memories, and emotions to travel freely and quickly. When your myelin is strong, your mind feels clear. When it's damaged, thoughts slow down, focus fades, and the brain begins to age faster. That's why nutrition scientists from Harvard and UCLA found something remarkable. People who ate a small handful of walnuts, about 5 to 7 halves, every day showed better memory recall, quicker cognitive processing, and even more emotional stability compared to those who didn't. And there's more. Walnuts naturally boost a compound called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of BDNF as your brain's growth hormone. It helps your neurons repair themselves and even encourages new brain cells to grow. In other words, walnuts don't just protect your mind, they help it renew itself. Even more fascinating? Walnuts support the natural balance of serotonin and dopamine, the neurotransmitters that shape your mood, your motivation, and your overall sense of joy. So when you feel calmer, more focused, or simply more at peace after eating well, that's not your imagination. That's your brain chemistry shifting toward balance, all from a single handful of walnuts, a simple nut that quite literally feeds your mind. 2. Heart health and circulation. If your brain is the command center, then your heart is the engine that keeps everything alive. And the humble walnut protects both. Every beat of your heart pumps life through 60,000 miles of blood vessels. But over time, stress, poor diet, and inflammation can make those vessels stiff and narrow, forcing your heart to work harder than it should. That's where walnuts come in. They're not just brain food, they're heart medicine, wrapped in nature's shell. In a 2021 study published by the American Heart Association, participants who ate just 5 to 7 walnuts a day for 6 months experienced profound changes inside their bodies. Their LDL, bad cholesterol, dropped by nearly 10%. Their arteries became more flexible, improving blood flow and oxygen delivery. And their inflammation markers, like C-reactive protein, CRP, significantly decreased. Those numbers may sound small, but in the world of cardiovascular health, that's the difference between a stressed heart and a strong one. When your blood flows freely, your brain gets more oxygen, your energy rises, your mood stabilizes, and your entire body begins to heal at a cellular level. So, What's the secret behind this natural protection? It's the synergy of three powerful nutrients found in walnuts: plant-based omega-3s, which calm inflammation and smooth the inner lining of blood vessels; arginine, an amino acid that helps produce nitric oxide, a molecule that relaxes arteries and improves circulation; and polyphenols, the antioxidant warriors that prevent plaque buildup and oxidative damage. Together, they create a protective shield around your heart. They keep your vessels youthful, elastic, and strong, even as the years go by. So when people say, "A handful of walnuts a day keeps the doctor away," they're not being poetic. They're describing a biological truth, because every time you choose a handful of walnuts over a handful of chips, you're literally choosing a healthier heartbeat. 3. Blood sugar and weight management. Here's something that surprises most people. Walnuts can actually stabilize your blood sugar, even though they're high in calories. At first glance, that sounds contradictory, right? How could a food so rich in fat and energy help balance glucose levels? The secret lies in how walnuts work inside your body. Each walnut is a perfect trio of fiber, healthy fats, and plant-based protein, and that combination slows digestion, steadying the release of sugar into your bloodstream. Unlike white bread, cookies, or sweetened snacks, which send your blood sugar soaring and crashing, walnuts act like a slow-burning fuel. They help your body stay balanced, focused, and satisfied for hours. A large study from Harvard's Nurses' Health cohort, which followed thousands of women over several years, found that those who ate walnuts twice a week had a 24% lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes. That's not a coincidence. Walnuts don't overstimulate insulin production. They protect your cells from insulin resistance, the silent root of many metabolic problems. And here's something even more fascinating. Despite being calorie-dense, regular walnut eaters tend to have lower body weight over time, not higher. Why? Because your body doesn't process walnut fat like junk food fat. These are intelligent fats. They send signals to your brain that say, "I'm nourished, I'm satisfied, I don't need more." That's why a handful of walnuts can calm cravings, reduce snacking, and help you naturally maintain a healthier weight, without ever feeling deprived. So when you replace empty calories with real, nutrient-rich foods like walnuts, you're not just changing your diet, you're retraining your metabolism to heal itself. 4. Anti-inflammatory and anti-aging power. If there's one silent force behind most modern diseases, it's not just stress or sugar. It's inflammation. It's the slow, invisible fire that burns beneath the surface, triggering joint pain, heart problems, memory loss, and even premature aging of the skin. But nature, in her quiet wisdom, built tiny firefighters into certain foods, and walnuts are one of them. Inside every walnut lies a symphony of healing compounds: polyphenols, vitamin E, melatonin, and ellagic acid, each working together like a well-trained orchestra to calm that internal fire. These nutrients neutralize free radicals, the unstable molecules that damage cells and accelerate aging. They help your body repair DNA, restore balance in your immune system, and protect your tissues from oxidative stress, the very process that makes us feel tired, inflamed, or older than we are. Think of it this way. When you eat walnuts regularly, you're giving your body a daily tune-up. You're helping your joints move more freely, your skin glow with smoother texture, and your mind stay clear and focused. Studies show that people who include walnuts in their diet have lower markers of inflammation in their blood, and often report more stable energy, fewer aches, and a sense of vitality that feels years younger. So, no, walnuts don't just add years to your life. They add life to your years. They remind us that aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can mean evolution, when we feed our body the foods that help it heal itself. 5. Gut health and microbiome balance. There's one benefit of walnuts that most people never talk about. And yet, it may be the most powerful of all. Your gut, the second brain of your body, absolutely loves walnuts. Deep inside your digestive system lives a vast universe of microscopic life. Trillions of bacteria, fungi, and tiny organisms that form what scientists call your microbiome. They help digest your food, make vitamins, control your mood, and even train your immune system. And just like a garden, this inner ecosystem needs to be fed. That's where walnuts come in. When researchers at Penn State University studied people who ate walnuts daily, they discovered something remarkable. After just 8 weeks, those participants developed a richer and more diverse gut microbiome, especially species linked to lower inflammation, better digestion, and even improved metabolic health. In simple terms, walnuts act as prebiotic fuel. They feed the good bacteria, the friendly microbes that keep your gut lining strong and prevent toxins or harmful substances from leaking into your bloodstream. A healthy gut barrier means a stronger immune system, steadier mood, and smoother digestion. It's the foundation of total body wellness, so every time you eat a handful of walnuts, you're not just feeding yourself. You're nourishing an entire inner world that keeps you balanced, resilient, and alive. Your body isn't separate parts. It's one living, breathing ecosystem. And walnuts are one of nature's simplest ways to help that ecosystem thrive. So far, walnuts sound like a miracle, right? But here's the catch. Even the best food can become harmful if you use it the wrong way. Let's uncover the common mistakes that might be silently stealing these benefits from you. 7 common mistakes when eating walnuts. Common. Mistake number 1. Eating them raw and unsoaked. Here's the first, and perhaps the most common, mistake people make with walnuts. They eat them raw and unsoaked. Now, that might sound fine. After all, raw means natural, right? But not everything that's natural is ready for your body to use. You see, walnuts, like most nuts and seeds, are designed by nature to protect themselves. They contain natural compounds called phytic acid and tannins, tiny defense molecules that keep the nut safe until it's ready to grow into a new tree. For the plant, these compounds are brilliant. But for your body, they can be a problem. Phytic acid binds to important minerals like zinc, iron, calcium, and magnesium, making them harder for your body to absorb. So even though walnuts are packed with nutrients, much of that goodness can pass right through you unused if you eat them raw. The simple fix? Give your walnuts a little wake-up call. Soak them in warm water for 4 to 6 hours, or overnight if you can. This softens the nut, washes away some of the bitter tannins, and activates the enzymes that unlock those hidden nutrients. You'll notice the difference immediately. The flavor becomes gentler, creamier, more alive. And your digestion will thank you. If you still crave that satisfying crunch, just dry or lightly roast the soaked walnuts afterward. But keep the temperature low, under 150 degrees, about 300 degrees, so the delicate omega-3 fats don't break down, because sometimes the secret to better nutrition isn't eating more. It's learning to eat smarter. Common mistake 2. Eating too many walnuts. Here's another mistake many health-conscious people make. They think that if a little bit is good, then a lot must be even better. But when it comes to walnuts, more isn't always wiser. Yes, these nuts are full of nutrients, omega-3s, antioxidants, minerals, but they're also very dense in calories and oils. Your body only needs a small handful, about 6 to 8 walnut halves per day, roughly 1 ounce, to receive the full benefits. When you eat too many, the balance shifts. You might start feeling heavy, bloated, or even notice some digestive discomfort. That's because the high fat and fiber content can overwhelm your digestive system, especially if you're not used to eating many nuts. And remember, even healthy fats are still fats. If your body gets more energy than it can use, it stores the excess, often as belly fat or triglycerides in the blood. So, the secret isn't more, it's consistency. A small, mindful portion every day works far better than a large bowl once in a while. Your body loves rhythm, not overload. Think of walnuts like medicine from nature. A small daily dose heals, but taking too much can burden the system. So, tomorrow morning, when you reach for your walnuts, count just a small handful, and know that's exactly what your body needs. Not more, not less, just enough. Common mistake 3. Storing walnuts the wrong way. This next mistake is one that quietly steals away all the goodness from your walnuts, storing them the wrong way. Walnuts are rich in precious oils, especially omega-3 fatty acids. These are the same delicate fats that nourish your brain and heart, but they're also incredibly sensitive to light, air, and heat. Leave your walnuts sitting on the kitchen counter or in a warm pantry for too long, and those healthy oils begin to oxidize, a chemical reaction that turns them rancid. The nut may still look fine, but inside, those fats have transformed into compounds that no longer heal your body. They harm it. You can often tell by the smell, a sour, paint-like, or bitter aroma. If your walnuts taste sharp or unpleasant, that's oxidation, and it means the nutrients are gone. The solution is simple but vital. Protect your walnuts like you would a good olive oil. Store them in an airtight glass jar or sealed bag, and keep them in the refrigerator if you plan to use them within a few months, or in the freezer if you buy in bulk and want to preserve them longer. Cold storage slows oxidation and keeps the omega-3s stable, ensuring every bite you take truly nourishes your body. And remember, walnuts are living foods. They deserve the same care you'd give fresh produce or good olive oil, so treat them with respect, and they'll return that care to you. One heartbeat, one clear thought, one healthy cell at a time. Common mistake 4. Eating walnuts with sugary foods. Here's a mistake that feels harmless, even healthy, but quietly cancels out many of the healing benefits of walnuts. It's when we eat them together with sugary foods. Think about it. Candied walnuts, caramelized nuts, honey-coated snacks, or even that sweet yogurt topped with healthy nuts from the grocery store. They look innocent. They taste wonderful. But the combination of healthy fats and refined sugar is one your body doesn't appreciate. When sugar meets fat, your metabolism goes into confusion. Sugar spikes your insulin, while the fat slows digestion. And this imbalance creates inflammation inside your blood vessels. That same sugar also oxidizes the delicate omega-3 oils inside the walnuts, turning their healing power into something the body has to clean up later. So instead of protecting your heart, that sweet walnut dessert might quietly be stressing it out. But here's the good news. You don't have to give up the joy of eating walnuts. You just have to pair them wisely. Choose plain yogurt instead of sweetened. Add walnuts to oatmeal, smoothies, or salads instead of sugary pastries. Or simply enjoy a few soaked walnuts as a mid-afternoon snack. Pure, earthy, and deeply satisfying. That's when the real benefits unfold. When food tastes simple, and your body can recognize it as nourishment, not noise, because true sweetness doesn't come from sugar. It comes from balance. And walnuts, eaten mindfully, help restore exactly that. Common mistake. 5. Buying poor quality or pre-roasted walnuts. Sometimes, the mistake doesn't happen in your kitchen. It starts long before that, at the store. Not all walnuts are created equal, and many of the ones that look shiny, golden, or perfectly packaged have already lost much of their nutritional power. Here's why. Most pre-roasted or flavored walnuts on the market are roasted at very high temperatures, often above 180 degrees, 350 degrees, and usually in refined vegetable oils like soybean or canola oil. That process destroys the delicate omega-3 fatty acids and strips away the natural antioxidants that make walnuts healing in the first place. In some cases, the heat even creates harmful compounds, the very opposite of what your heart and brain need. Then, to make them taste more appealing, manufacturers often coat them with salt, sugar, honey, or caramel glaze. At that point, the walnut is no longer a superfood. It's just another processed snack wearing a healthy disguise. So, how can you choose wisely? Look for raw, unroasted, unsalted walnuts, ideally organic and light in color. They should smell mild, earthy, and slightly sweet, never bitter or oily. If you can find them in shell, even better. That natural shell protects the oils and keeps them fresher longer. And when you get home, you can roast them gently yourself, low and slow, under 150 degrees C, 300 degrees E, or better yet, enjoy them soaked and raw, the way nature intended. Remember, when it comes to healing foods, quality matters more than quantity. Every fresh, well-kept walnut carries life inside it. And that life becomes energy, focus, and clarity inside you. So, choose wisely, because your body can only be as healthy as the food you feed it. Common mistake 6. Ignoring allergies or sensitivities. Here's a mistake that many people overlook, not because they don't care, but because they've learned to ignore the whispers of their own body. Sometimes, after eating walnuts, you might notice a mild itch in your throat, a small rash on your skin, or a strange feeling in your stomach. It's easy to brush off and think, it's nothing, but your body never speaks for no reason. Those small signs are messages, gentle warnings, that something isn't being received well. For some people, walnut proteins can trigger the immune system to react in ways that range from mild to severe. And what starts as a small discomfort can, over time, turn into a stronger allergic response if it's ignored. So, please, listen early. If you're new to walnuts, start with just a small piece. Notice how your body feels within an hour or two. If you sense tightness in your chest, itching, swelling, or any digestive upset, pause and talk to your doctor or a nutrition specialist. Your health journey should never be about pushing through pain. It's about listening, with respect and curiosity, to the signals your body gives you every single day. Remember, your body isn't your enemy. It's your oldest friend, always trying to protect you, always trying to speak. When you listen to it, healing becomes natural. So don't ignore those whispers. They are your body's way of guiding you back to balance. Common mistake 7. Expecting instant results. And now, the last, but perhaps the most human mistake of all. Expecting instant results. We live in a world of quick fixes. Fast food, fast medicine, fast answers. So it's natural to want the same from healthy foods. To believe that after a few days of eating walnuts, our memory will sharpen, our skin will glow, and our energy will skyrocket. But real healing doesn't follow that timeline. Your body isn't a machine. It's a living garden. And gardens don't bloom overnight. They grow in silence, one cell at a time, one habit at a time. Walnuts work quietly beneath the surface, reducing inflammation, nourishing your cells, restoring balance to your heart, your brain, and your gut. You might not feel the change immediately, but inside you, renewal is already happening. Scientific studies show that it takes about 4 to 8 weeks of regular walnut consumption for noticeable benefits to appear. Better focus, steadier energy, clearer skin, and improved heart markers, so be patient with your body. It's doing the work, just not on the schedule your mind expects. Healing isn't a race. It's a rhythm, and when you honor that rhythm, your body will always meet you halfway. So instead of chasing fast results, embrace small, consistent choices. Let food be your medicine, and let time be your ally. Because true transformation never comes overnight. It comes through devotion. The right way to eat walnuts. Now that we've explored what not to do, let's shift toward what truly matters: how to eat walnuts the right way. Because when you use them with understanding and intention, these tiny, humble nuts become one of the most powerful healing foods on earth. Begin your morning with soaked walnuts. Your day begins best when your cells awaken gently. Soak 5 to 7 walnut halves in warm water overnight. In the morning, peel off the thin brown skin if you prefer a milder taste, and eat them before breakfast, or with a few almonds and raisins for balance. Soaked walnuts are easier to digest, their nutrients more bioavailable, and they help stabilize your blood sugar and brain function throughout the day. Think of them as natural morning fuel, pure, calm, and focused. Add them to your meals, not just snacks. Walnuts aren't only for snacking. They blend beautifully into daily meals. Sprinkle them on oatmeal or yogurt for extra omega-3s. Mix into green salads with olive oil and lemon. The healthy fats help absorb fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, and E. Add a few chopped walnuts into whole grain rice or quinoa bowls to enhance flavor and texture. When walnuts become part of your meals, they harmonize with other nutrients, creating true nourishment, not just a quick bite. Try homemade walnut milk. For those who prefer plant-based options, walnut milk is a gentle, healing alternative to dairy. Blend 1 part soaked walnuts with 3 parts filtered water. Strain and store chilled for up to 3 days. You can flavor it naturally with a touch of cinnamon or vanilla. No sugar needed. It's rich, creamy, and full of plant protein. Perfect for smoothies, coffee, or a calming evening drink. Combine with other healing foods. Walnuts love good company. Pair them with foods that enhance their benefits. Chia seeds or flax seed for a full omega-3 spectrum. Dark leafy greens for magnesium and folate. Berries for antioxidant synergy. Turmeric for powerful anti-inflammatory effects. When combined, these foods amplify each other, creating a healing orchestra inside your body. A walnut for restful sleep. Here's something few people know. Walnuts naturally contain melatonin, the hormone that helps regulate sleep and restore circadian balance. Eating 1 or 2 soaked walnuts about an hour before bed can gently support deeper, more peaceful rest without pills or supplements. So yes, walnuts can energize your mornings and calm your nights. Consistency is key. More important than how much you eat is how regularly you eat them. Your body thrives on rhythm. Make walnuts part of your daily ritual. Not as a diet trick, but as an act of care. Because healing isn't a one-time decision. It's a quiet commitment, repeated each day with kindness. Soak them. Store them with care. Eat them mindfully. And let every bite remind you that true nourishment isn't about following rules. It's about listening to your body and honoring what helps it feel alive. The holistic wisdom. In Ayurvedic medicine, walnuts are called Vajra Vriksha Phala, the fruit of the strong tree. They were believed to strengthen not just the brain, but also the nerves, heart, and spirit. And modern nutrition agrees. Walnuts are among the few foods that feed both body and mind. They remind us that food isn't just calories, it's information. Every bite sends a message to your cells about who you are becoming. So when you choose wisely, you heal from within. A small nut with big power. So, next time you hold a walnut in your hand, remember, you're holding a capsule of ancient intelligence, a natural medicine designed to protect your heart, sharpen your brain, and slow the hands of time. But only if you use it with care and respect. Soak it, store it well, eat it mindfully, because healing begins not in the doctor's office, but on your plate. This is Nutigood Health Book, where science meets soul, and every meal becomes medicine.